Hello Cancer, and welcome to my channel Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements, looking at your connection to the person that you are dealing with and are needing to learn the most from right now. We will be pulling for all three sides of this connection. So we've got your energy toward it, their energy toward it, and the energy in between it. The concept being that there are three sides to every story. So we'll be looking at your version of the truth, their version of the truth, and this higher level unbiased truth in the middle. This middle section is looking at what is the deeper purpose of the connection and the best way for you to move forward in order to align further with your higher self. Friendly reminder that these are general readings. They are not here to resonate fully for everyone, and they won't resonate fully for everyone. So do please remember to take what does resonate and helps your personal situation, if anything, and leave what does not. On that note, the whole reading can be reversed, especially if you're a cross-watcher. Just know that that's totally fine and totally normal. Again, the point is to take what helps and resonates with you and leave what does not. Last thing is that any information on the extended reading or on booking a personal reading or coaching session with me is in the description box below. All right. This is for Cancer side of this connection to the person they are dealing with and needing to learn the most from right now. Cancer's side of this connection. I want the cards to turn all the way around or hit the table like that. You have know your worth. Interesting. With what else? And maybe you're like, I've been doing a really good job at that recently. Healing. Yeah, I kind of got that vibe. All right, Cancer. So you've been in a healing phase. But I feel like this connection either sparked that or, yeah, that's what I mean. Or like, yeah, no, that's what I'm getting. I feel like this connection sparked some deeper healing in you. The underlying is unfinished business. So there is a part of you that feels like there's something about this connection that is not, like it hasn't completely, you haven't completely closed out some sort of cycle, or you and this person like never reached the full potential. I feel, Cancer, like you are in general doing a lot better job at this. Like I feel like the healing that this connection has sparked has caused you to really deepen your sense of self-worth. And I think that that's really important when it comes to moving forward for some reason. I don't know, there's something here. Okay, this person's energy toward Cancer. Oh, follow your heart flipped over too for you. I didn't even see that happen. Maybe this is what you're trying to do here. Follow your heart, know your worth. You've been doing this healing. You've been working on yourself. I like it. All right. This person's energy toward Cancer. There's something about it. Okay. I don't know what's going on here. This person's energy toward Cancer, please. Unfinished business. Okay. So both people feel as if this connection was left unfinished in some way. Maybe both people, yeah, because they're still feeling the connection here. But they're also feeling very triggered. I feel like this connection triggers them for some reason. It affects them. And their triggers, I feel, then affect their behavior. Their behavior affects the connection. A vicious little cycle. So I feel like they're still feeling like connected to you in some way, because I definitely feel like this is a connection and separation. And I feel like ever since that separation happened, like I said, you've been really focusing on your healing, and focusing on making sure that you are aligning your decisions with your worth. And that's incredibly powerful. And I feel like you don't want to let this person ruin it, I guess, in a way. And maybe you're like, I won't. Like, I don't know. I don't know. There's something here that, I'm going to take this, that you're needing to know, though. Because this connection definitely, like I said, sparked some healing for you. Truth of the connection between Cancer and this person. But this person's still affected by the connection. You maybe wouldn't know that, though, based on how they act. Maybe to you, it seems like they're indifferent. That could just be an ego front, a mask. Truth of the connection between Cancer and this person. You have euphoria. Boy. It's good, it's good. It's bad, it's not so good. What else? I feel like this connection just feels or felt really good for you when things were going good, but then something happened that obviously caused you to need to heal. And I feel like that how good things were is very enticing to you. Not that, I mean, it would be, right, to anybody, especially if it's like, oh, but that was the best I've ever had or the most I've ever felt. But with this redacted card, I feel like there's a lot that the other person doesn't know about how the other person feels. It's like there's been a lot that's been really left unsaid, and so there's been this equal level of detachment. Both people have kind of detached themselves from the connection, even though I feel like both people definitely still feel a little bit drawn to it. So I don't know. Even though, because it does feel like it's in separation. So what does that mean moving forward? Because like I said, it felt like this healing was very important moving forward. Maybe to not repeat old patterns. Okay. So that's just the overall energy. We will dive into tarot in just a second, but let's get this overall theme here. Overall theme of this reading for Cancer. Overall theme of this reading for Cancer, please. Worth waiting for, and you deserve love. Divine timing is at work in your love life. You are lovable. So the love that you deserve is worth waiting for. The love you deserve is worth waiting for. And I feel like, okay. I feel like that may be kind of complicated when you're dealing with this connection, because I feel like at one point it felt like the love that you deserve. The love you deserve is worth waiting for. I feel like this is definitely a need to like not rush into anything right now. No matter how good it feels, don't rush into anything. Like, I feel like this is one of those, like, you've come too far to accept anything less than what it is that you deserve. So I feel like with this person, it gets, again, a little bit tricky because things feel, you had that euphoria card, which I didn't take because I feel like this detachment with redacted kind of tells a story too. Okay. I don't know what the hell's going on. Let's dive in to tarot here, Cancer. You have Know Your Worth with healing. It's for Cancer side of this connection. Because remember, how you feel about somebody and how somebody makes you feel are two very different things, right? You can have strong feelings for someone, but if someone makes you feel undervalued, unloved, unappreciated, unheard, unseen, then that's what really matters, right? Like, you deserve both to have strong feelings for someone and for someone to make you feel good too. But not that no connection can make you feel good 100% of the time, but definitely should add to your happiness and not take away from it. All right, Cancer side of this connection. Well, there you are, Queen of Cups. Ace of Swords. Knight of Swords in reverse. King of Swords. So you could be dealing with an air sign, because that's a lot of sword energy for a water sign reading. You don't have to be, though. So air sign would be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You don't have to be, though. Because the other way that I could see this is this connection is a tendency of getting you really in your head. And I feel like as you've created distance between you and this person, like as there's been separation and there's been healing, I feel like there's been a lot of things that have become really clear. And I feel also with this Knight of Swords in reverse, this is this tendency to really, like, to rush into things, or to almost like make rash decisions. And I feel like right now, especially with this connection, I feel like you're being asked to be very careful in how you approach this. And I feel like that really comes from just making sure that the person that you're dealing with, and honestly, it could be this person, or you might not even, this is someone new that this is talking about. But just making sure that the connections that you approach moving forward, even if it's this person, that they match the level of healing that you've done. Because I feel like, oh, okay, hang on. Because this Death in reverse is about closing out a cycle here. And I feel like this person, I don't know, it's like they make you feel things that you've never really felt before. And I feel like that for some reason, it's like you have a little bit of a weak spot for them. Not that you are a weak person or that you're weak. Or they make, like, I just feel like maybe you have a tendency to bend your boundaries or your rules a little bit more for this person. And I feel like you do that because of how good things felt, right? And I feel like because there's this distance, because there's this separation, it's incredibly important that moving forward, you keep those standards really high. Because again, the love that you deserve is worth waiting for, right? So keeping your standards really high and being very discerning when you're dealing with this person is important. Because again, I feel like they have this tendency to kind of like, I don't know, like, they affect you. They affect you in a lot of ways. The Moon. I feel like there might be this fear here for you, Cancer, because this felt so good. There's this fear that nothing will ever be as good as this could be. And I think because of that, that might cause you to do things that don't really align with like your boundaries or your truth. Because there is so much potential that you see. But then you have this Hermit. Yeah, it's like, again, the Hermit to me is, it's inner reflection and taking that reflection and applying it, like, to your life. And making sure that you are making decisions that align from your truth and your worth. Because I don't necessarily feel, well, first of all, I don't know what happened here. But I feel like you've been kind of creating this space of really focusing on you. And that's important, right? That's powerful. But then there's pull that you still very much have, either toward this connection or toward connections of this type. Like similar dynamics. And this might be the universe trying to break you out of old dynamics so that you can attract the connections that you really like, that you deserve, the connections that can love you well. But like I said, I don't really know what happened here. And I like that you're showing up in your own energy here, like in this Queen of Cups energy, because I do feel like whether you're male or female, it doesn't matter. It's just water sign energy. And I definitely feel like it's your energy, because I feel like this is like you've been very in your own energy recently. Like this is very much like you've been focusing on you. But then again, I feel like you have kind of a weak spot for this person. Because, like I said, because of that potential. Okay, this person's energy toward Cancer. Triggered with unfinished business. So what happened here? What's going on with this person? What does Cancer need to know about this person's energy toward them? Now, I will say maybe you are dealing with another water sign, but this feels, that Queen of Cups feels like your energy. Okay, this person's in not a very good place. They have the Empress in reverse with the Hangman, with the Devil here. So they've been struggling, I feel like, ever since the separation. And again, I don't feel like you would know that based on their behavior, because the Empress in reverse is like struggling to take care of oneself or make decisions that are good for themselves. The Five of Swords, they definitely have a wall up. I feel like they've had a wall up too, which maybe created the separation in the first place. This Hangman is interesting though, because it's, well, let me actually clarify this Hangman. What is this Hangman saying? Because it's like how they feel almost. Like they feel, because the Hangman to me is always about surrendering, right? Letting go of what's out of your control. Whoa, okay. Justice in reverse with Four of Wands. Knight of Wands in reverse. So this person's been struggling ever since there's been this separation here. Now I feel like you have too. But I feel like you tried to turn that into some healing here. And I feel like with this Five of Swords, it's obvious that this person is very defensive. Also like a very me against the world mentality. And that can also kind of represent a victim mentality too. And that Five of Swords coupled with the Justice in reverse can be a little bit challenging, because that means that there's a victim mentality and a lack of accountability. Now, I feel like what that ultimately means is, there really are three sides to every story, right? There's the perspective of the person, one person, the perspective of the other person, and then kind of like that unbiased, like what really happened. And yeah, I try to break that down in these readings for sure. But at the end of the day, whenever we're healing, or when we're trying to create healthy relationships, it requires us to be able to look at things from those three perspectives, from being able to understand how we feel and the actions that affected us, the ways that the other person's actions affected us, but then also being able to understand why somebody else feels a certain way and how our actions affected them, and then understanding that no one really meant to hurt anybody and this is just kind of how things are, right? Like being able to look at all three sides is so important, and it's challenging whenever we are the ones who are focusing on our healing and our growth, trying to take accountability for our actions, trying to see what we could have done better. Well, maybe I could have spoken up about my feelings, or maybe I could have not gotten so angry in that conversation. Maybe I could have listened more, right? And that's incredibly important. We have to do this in our relationships. I do it all the time with my husband. Anytime there's an argument or something that comes up in our connection, the first thing, and I'm so blessed that I have a partner that does the same, the first thing that we both do is we look at things from a place of, okay, where can I take accountability? And the reason that I'm safe to do that is because I know he's doing it too. And it allows us to actually find a solution, move forward in our relationship so that that problem doesn't arise again. Or if it does, we now know a little bit more about how the other person feels and our actions to be able to resolve it. Now, where it gets frustrating is whenever we're doing that, we're kind of looking at, okay, here's where I could have done better, or, we're healing from how other people hurt us, and they're not doing that. And they're sitting in their victim mentality, not taking accountability, and not looking at things from that perspective of self-awareness. And I feel like that's what's happening here. I don't know what happened here. And to be honest, I don't really feel like it matters, in terms of for this reading. I don't feel like I'm supposed to really know that, because I feel like that's going to depend on your personal situation, and this is a general reading. But I feel like whatever happened, both people got pretty hurt by the way that things were handled, and I feel like you've been doing a lot of growing and healing, and potentially, hopefully, looking at how your actions impacted things and things you could have done better. But I don't feel like this person has. I don't feel like they've done a whole lot of growing at all. And I feel like that's why you want to bet. But I'm be honest, I feel like they might make their way back into your life in some way, shape, or form. And I feel like you're needing to make sure that you're being very careful about letting them back in if they don't show changed behavior. Because at the end of the day, our healing and our growth is our gift to other people, right? Therapy, going to therapy, working on ourselves, it is our gift to the people that we love, because it allows us to show up better. Sure, for ourselves, but in showing up better for ourselves, we can show up better for other people. So as we're healing and as we're growing, we're going to be able to expand our ability to give and receive love well, right? But if we're dealing with people who aren't doing the same, then they're basically saying, I don't need to change. There's nothing wrong with my behavior. This is all your fault. And that's never fair, right? Because that's never really how it goes. And I feel like there's this need to, be very careful with your approach to this person, and because the love that you deserve is worth waiting for. That's what it's saying. And I feel like you're needing to know that whether or not it comes from this person, you need to keep your standards high enough to say, love me well or leave me alone. Show me your changed behavior. Show me that things are going to be different, or let's not do this. Because I feel like you run the risk of dipping back into another cycle here with this person, which you will do if you need to, if that's what's meant for you, But cycles ultimately mean the same result, the same outcome, things ending up the same as they did in the past. And with this Four of Wands here, I feel like this person has a certain idea of how things are going to play out too. And like I said, I don't necessarily know what happened, but I feel like there was some growth and some accountability that was needed on their part. I don't necessarily feel like they're doing that. So just be careful. I almost feel like Spirit has a warning for you about this. Just be careful. Careful who you give your energy to. The love you deserve is worth waiting for. Between this, you have detachment with redacted. So we're going to hop on over to the extended. Let's look at the deeper purpose of this connection and the best way for you, Cancer, to move forward in alignment with your higher self. Thank you, as always, for your support of my channel. I do hope that this reading helped and resonated with you in a way that you were needing today. And as always, I wish you nothing but love and healing and all of the wonderful things that you deserve and desire on your journey moving forward. Bye, Cancer.